Oh yeah, shout out to Jackson. But guys, we are back with another video of Bobby Playtime Chapter 5. It is so close. It's almost the end of this month and comes to February 8th. But sadly, it's still our far away, so we still have to do stuff. But by the way, we are going to talk about every character that should or is going to show up in Poppy Playtime Chapter 5. And by the way, one of them, obviously, is Huggy Wuggy, as we saw him at the end of Chapter 4. And the second one, well, let's just talk about the ones that are going to be in trailer 2. Obviously, the most important one, Poppy, is going to be in there. And the main antagonist that's going to show up is the prototype, obviously. And obviously, it's Dowie. As you can see, Dowie's talking. He could show up, but we saw him die, but really it's just frozen and squished up and he's like clay, so he might not have died. Talk about that in another video, but the point is he could show up, and if he isn't, he should show up because he's my favorite character. But the thing is, if he does, comment down below who y'all think he is. Gonna be the villain and attacker just like he did in Chapter 4, be a good guy like the whole time in Chapter 4. And this guy here, we don't know who he is, but he reminds me of a Dark Deception character. But the thing is, he's gonna be there too. And the one we already know is gonna be in here, which is gonna be Lily Lovebraids. Look at her, his appearance is so cool. She's gonna be there. But there's something else I want to talk about. Not only that, Huggy Wuggy, Poppy, Lily Lovebraids, and that thing that reminds me of the Dark Deceptions monkey. And of course the prototype, the main antagonist, is gonna be there. We'll talk about the ones that we know and will be there. Because if we're gonna face the prototype, actually, then of course we're gonna see the most important characters. The most important dialogue ever was at the end of Chapter 2. That's why Mommy Lowlegs could talk, because she, especially when her personality is toying with her victims, which we were supposed to be her victim. But she failed to kill us out of every game and gave us the card and ended up killing her at the end. I know we saw her get chopped in two, but she will be in there, trust me. Because she won't be in there alive. I mean, she might if the prototype brings her back to life. But that is a big if. But most important dialogue she said was that, no, he'll make me part of him. Which now we know is the prototype after we see the claw. And then we see the claw getting killed, catnap in Chapter 3. And they talk about in Chapter 4, and is making a big appearance in Chapter 5, the upcoming Chapter 5 of Poppy Playtime. Of course, Mommy Lowlegs will be in there as part of him, a body part, but also catnap, because whoever fails him is part of him. And Huggy Wuggy is alive, so Huggy Wuggy failed, but is alive, and he didn't find Huggy Wuggy. So Huggy Wuggy is still alive, part of Chapter 5. It might actually be part of him if we kill him. Well, that is a huge possibility that we might actually kill Huggy Wuggy in Chapter 5. But also, in Chapter 5, we will see Catnap because yes, Catnap died, but he failed, so he'll be part of the prototype too. And Dowie, we don't know if he'll be part of the prototype or if he will be alive in defrosting, but he might be in there, but that's a big if too. And Boxy Boo will be in there as we saw in the Hour Joy and ch5 Playtime Chapter 3. Because we never heard anything about Boxy Boo in Chapter 1 or Chapter 2, but in Chapter 3, they showed that. That must be very important that they show Boxy Boo, and didn't even show Boxy Boo in Chapter 4. Because they're probably saving Boxy Boo for what might actually be a final chapter, Chapter 5, Broken Things of Poppy Playtime. By the way, I will be making more content of this. Yes, I did say we did make reaction videos in the past, but we were just talking about like I talked about Poppy Playtime. I'm talking about who would be there now, but the last video I was talking about the ending, what would happen in there. But next time I'm going to talk about the goo and all kind of stuff, theories. But hope y'all enjoyed. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye!